In our first story, residents of Asylum Dow are blaming last night's robbery attack that led to the killing of a mobile money vendor on the absence of streetlights in the area. The victim, identified only as Achu, was shot twice by the suspect, who were on a motorbike before they bolted with his money. Joseph Opoku-Gapo was there and came through with this report.
Around 7:30 p.m., we are told two young men on a motorbike came around here, and apparently they approached the mobile money vendor who operates this particular spot here, demanded money of him. The assumption is that they possibly took the money and still went ahead to shoot him. Well, some of the residents who rushed in even after the incident happened have been narrating what they came to find when they got here.
As a blast, me see they not me say obi dwane ehia me and I'm di nipa na chi call building no and building na hu won ti me di na chi call am business by Michael I was saying achu they shot him my car keys I'm saying oh then let me go and see ti me dwane ba down as me behwe me twem ba ya ono ana oda akonya nse akonya obi to tena akonya so as e pian ti be huruli ato akonya chi sa na oda
As you can see right here on the ground, the blood has spilled all over in very, very thick manner, looking reddish, the indication being that he probably was shot at very close range, leading to him bleeding over a number of minutes until we are told a taxi driver got here, gathered courage, picked him up and rushed him to the Rage Hospital, where we are told he was pronounced dead upon arrival.
We need to have a very safe country, a very safe environment to operate. I mean, you cannot be doing your business at this time of the day when there's a clinic here, and then you are shot at and then, your life is terminated in this way. It's very sad, and I'm really, really, really sad.
The mobile money vendor is someone that a lot of the residents here know very well. Some of them have been narrating incidents of how they've come around here to transact business with him. A very fine gentleman.
I was told the man who lives opposite our house. And that means that's a man I know. And the man just gave birth less than 6 months ago.
What's his name again?
Achu. All we know, we call him Achu. I'm not sure the wife and then the child, neither the mother have heard it. But the mother is insisting want to hear from the son. A very sad story.
For the residents here, the major complaint is that there's been a number of such robbery cases around here, and they attribute this to two main things: the absence of police patrol operations here, and also the darkened nature of the area. There is absolutely no street light in the enclave, and the place is usually dark in the night, and they think that is what is encouraging a lot of these criminal activities.
Exactly. I've complained several cases to the assemblyman. Even I met him just last week in electricity. We are all buying credit. And I told him, like, look, Abo, what is going on in the area is very bad. Look, my wife came from church. They are attacking at the rundown over there. You see, nobody cares. As if we don't pay our tax. Look, they should give us our street light. They should give us our street light. We don't need anything. They should give us our street light. When the street light is over there, there's nobody who can do it.
The police have been here as they begin investigations into what exactly happened. They've cordoned off the area, and it's suspected that even beyond the police team that came around to see what had happened, some personnel from the crime scene investigation department would come around and look into what happened. But one detail that we're gathering is that this is an incident that started from elsewhere. About 2 streets away, the persons involved in this reportedly went into a forex bureau, attempted undertaking a robbery operation there. They were stopped by the operators of the forex bureau, and looks like when they moved on from there, then they got here to come and undertake this operation and ended up shooting the young man who has been identified just as Achu. Well, from Asylum Down here in Accra, my name is Joseph Opoku-Gapo.
My colleague Nancy Emefajradosi went back to the scene today.
We do container on our boys in so 2 motors. Don't see another pistol at the container. And I could see 2 I say AK-47 by a shed and one side. It's on the pre so Omujiska 1.5. Tomokono, I'm say blind can't see me. And I could say saying it into born quite 2. And I was some ball that you say man piano command home. The bush say ABA. It's a Mujina home anyway by guy not 2 to name who any training in a woman in any. Oh, about your 2 to the Thai base and a slim guy. And you're not drive motor so they were in a car. Why Rasta?
Where around time then?
Around 7 to 8. Yeah. Oh. Motor no lances say. And about connection on my fire and so no lances also. So one lances. Yeah, and I'm just container on the course and any I was here.
So he has also been recounting what exactly he saw. He says he was trying to buy fuel yesterday for his car when he saw a motorbike. What's the motorbike? Say 2 and a bako. 2. Okay, so 2 motorbikes were packed with 3 people. 3 people getting down, and they were struggling with a mobile money vendor. Also, it's almost 1.5.
Yeah, 1.5.
So they took 1.5 million from him, according to me. In fact, they even took the whole bag from the man. And when they were leaving, one person whispered something to the other, and then they went back to the mobile money vendor. That is when they shot him. First of all, they hit him with the gun and also shot him close to his chest. Now, he tells me that by what he saw, he witnessed, or he saw that they actually stood and waited for the gentleman. They wanted to be sure that the gentleman was dead before he left the scene. And so this is what an eyewitness has been recounting.
It's
the police, but will you assist the police with the investigation?
Yeah.
So So he is willing to assist the police with further investigations. So he is given a very clear description of who these gentlemen are. He says one is a Rasta guy, one is a fair guy. And so he has seen it all and is willing to assist the police with further investigations. Family and friends have gathered here this morning to remember who the late Promise was. But I've also been joined by his brother, who wants to tell us a little bit more about who Francis was before his passing yesterday. Thank you very much, sir. My condolences, first of all. But who is Promise Achu dying?
Promise, my brother is a hard-working guy. My brother is a hard-working guy, and he always liked people. He always liked people. He always liked people when people come to him. And he's a good guy. Everybody like him around here. I don't know. This one.
When was the last time you saw him?
I saw him on this Sunday. We didn't speak actually. I just waved at him, and then he just walked away. That's what we did. So the last time I saw him was this Sunday, and then yesterday I just closed from work. I dropped my boss on my way home, and I got a call that my brother has been shot. I said, "Wow, how?" They asked me to rush to the scene, so I came to the scene, and he has been taken to the hospital. So I joined a police car, a police patrol car, who was around. They were around by then. So we went to the hospital, and I saw my brother dead.
Tell me about his family. Did they have a wife?
He have a wife, and then a small girl, about 4 months old baby. They have a 4 months old baby.
Where are they now?
They are in the north.
Have you been able to break the news to them?
No, we can't. It's a sad story. We don't know what will happen if we break the news, but we are trying. We are trying to talk to the our elderly people so that they can go about with that. So.
A board member of the defunct Unibank, Professor Newman Kusi, says many of the claims contained in the KPMG report on the collapse of the bank did not come to the attention of the board. According to the report, Unibank gave out 500,000 cedis annual support to the Institute of Fiscal Studies, IFS, as corporate social responsibility. This was at a time the bank was still running on bailout funds from the Bank of Ghana. Professor Kusi, who is executive director of the IFS, is however disputing the revelations in the document and says the Bank of Ghana would be right in withdrawing the license of the bank if the claims were true.
Unibank had been on liquidity support from Bank of Ghana for 2 years, up to the tune of 2.2 billion Ghana cedis. Yes. Yet it was still making payments of 500,000 cedis to IFS as corporate social responsibility. Right. In your view, was that a prudent move?
Well, but that isn't something that has been established, agreed between the bank long before these issues came in and those type of things. So it was a management decision. So management could have said that, look, we cannot continue to do that, and the board will not have anything to say, oh, okay, continue or do something.
No, I am asking, I am asking Professor Newman Kusi, yes, the economist, yes, if this is a prudent move.
Well, but the social corporate responsibility is also a function of the bank. So if it continues to do that, I don't see anything wrong with that. So now, as I'm talking to you now, I have the document that shows that the car belongs to IFS, as a donation, which we approved that. The MD, who was appointed by Bank of Ghana at the time of the OE, wrote a letter to me asking me about that, and I explained it to him. And then what he wrote to me is that, can I produce any documents which shows that vehicle was given to us as a donation. And I said, but why are you asking for that document? Ask your people in there who donated, who bought the car and those type of things. They should have a document covering, the pictures of the vehicle and how the vehicle was registered in the name of IFS and something. So why are you putting the onus on me? I don't know who should be blamed. Because there's a Bank of Ghana that supervises the bank. There's a shareholder. There's the board of directors, and there's management. Okay, and if what all is they're saying, if these things that they're saying are true and can be proved, then the blame cannot be apportioned to any one particular person. It means that all of us, from Bank of Ghana down to this, have not done our work.
A rural community in the Midday district of the northern region was thrown into a festive mood following the donation of a computer and projector to the school there. This was after a Joy News report on the ingenuity of the ICT teacher at the Giradongo Presby School went viral. The students, like their peers in many rural schools in Ghana, had challenges learning the subject because they did not have a practical feel of computers.
A mini Deba at Giradongo in the Midday district of the northern region. Residents are joyous. They dance and sing their hearts out. And the reason is simple. A philanthropist has donated a computer to the only school in the community. The donation was not just out of the blue, but triggered by a Joy News report. Let's go down memory lane. In November 2017, I sat through information communication technology lessons at Giradongo JHS. The aim was to find out how students were coping with ICT lessons without computers. Lesson for the day, how to create a folder. Pardon the spelling error and concentrate on what the teacher had to say about how to create a folder.
Create a folder. Before you can able to create a folder, when you on your boot on your computer, we have some place you click You click and then you see the place folder, and when you click, the folder will, the empty folder will appear.
After explaining what a folder is, the students try to share what they learned.
Folder is a kind of storage device which where the documents are kept.
A folder is a form of distance. It's a form of picture when you keep your distance, your things inside. Example like information or documents there.
Kind of a computer when file or data input.
This is sad and perhaps tragic. Unfortunately, the children don't understand the lessons, but the teacher insisted everything was fine.
Yes, they understand.
Did they tell you they understand? Does it show that they understand?
Yeah, the reason why I'm sure that they understand is that when I contest them class tests or class exercise, they'll perform.
This story went viral, prompting a philanthropist, Kate Abwaje, to donate a computer and a projector to the school.
I'm coming to create a folder.
Okay, go ahead. A circuit supervisor at the Pandai District Education Office took their children through ICT lessons.
Now step 2 says you should do what? I should right click. So now right click. Where's your right? No, this way.
Students of Jandogo did not only learn theories of how to use a computer, they finally touched one.
I feel very happy because I have never seen some before. So today, as I have touched it, I'm very happy so much. Because I have never used it before. My hand was shaking before. I have never used it before. So it was difficult for me before I created a folder.
I feel better because I have never seen some before. When you bring it to us and we also use our hands to touch it, I don't know what to say to you. It's too much. Our school, this one, I don't know, it's too much because of our school, we can't learn. When we are in the classroom and rain started to cloud, then all of us will run to our places. Because of that, that's why we don't get any proper teachers. Teachers, they'll come here and they don't know where to stay.
My circuit has got 17 schools, 4 junior high, 13 primary schools. And this is the first junior high to have access to this facility.
The ICT teacher, Lifan Da Costa, is currently updating his knowledge on ICT.
I'm very thankful Chinese people, including Ghana Volunteers Academy, that they should never forget about the Jandogo community. We are still begging them for the building.
This is worth celebrating, so I joined them to dance.
And Jojo Kobina, who first told this story, joins me in the studio. Jojo, we're still actually getting some more computers.
Yes, we're getting more computers. The Northerners in Atlanta, that's how they call themselves, they have donated 2 more laptops, 2 Dell laptops to be given to Jandogo community. And they're saying that they are touched by the plight of the school. And so they want to support them in many other ways. And so looking at how one computer threw the whole Jandogo into a big fiesta, you can imagine what 2 more laptops will do to them. And so we're very grateful that people are coming in and helping communities that really need computers and things like that.
What would 2 more do for this community?
It would do a lot because they have 3 JHS classes, JHS 1, JHS 2, JHS 3, and then we have about at least 26 students in one class, and so now they have 3 computers, so the teacher can comfortably project what he's teaching them on the board, and then they can practice with the 2. It's not enough, but at least they had nothing, now at least they have 3, and if people are attached and they want to give more computers, then they know exactly where to go and donate the computers.
Okay, so is that to say that there's room for more still?
Yeah, there's room for more. People need. The circuit supervisor, if you listen to him, said in all his circuits, about 17 schools, no one has a computer. None of the schools has a computer. So he is very excited that Jadogo is the first to have a computer. And so it looks like it is something that we need. And you know, if you look at the ICT policy that was signed by Alex Atenyo, that is way back in 2009, they said they wanted to make sure that every child is confident, knows how to use a computer. That policy is on paper. And so when you give and you donate a computer, it will bring the policy into reality where children will actually use the computer. And so I feel that it's good for us to help people. And one shocking thing was how the young girl shook. He was shaking, like she was excited. She was so excited to hold a mouse. And that tells a lot about how the have and the have not. Where you have a child who's even playing with tablets and can play now. Sure. We have people who have never held a mouse, a computer, and don't know how to even operate it. And so we really should do something more. Yeah,
but we saw the structures, the school structure itself. Is there electricity? Is there a connection? Can they use this computer? Would it be put to good use?
Just beside the GHS, they have, it's a primary school. So the headmaster of the primary school has agreed to use one of the classrooms for ICT lessons. And so that's how they're managing, they will manage the situation. And so we told the people, I made it clear to the secretary supervisor that people were passionate, people care enough to donate. And so you should make sure that the computers are kept in properly, and also they are put to very good use. And he said he'll be making frequent visits to the communities to make sure that they use. And with the PTA chairman also being there, and then other chiefs being there, I feel that they will manage it properly.
All right, Jojo Kopna, we'll leave it here. Moving on, President Akufo-Addo has called for calm in Aswase, a Zongo community in Kumasi, over the killing of 7 members in that community. Speaking at the 8th celebration in Accra, President Akufo-Addo asked residents to wait for the investigative report.
During my tour of the Ashanti region, I met with the regional chief imam and imams and Muslim chiefs in the region. I assured them that I should implement recommendations made by the committee established to investigate the circumstances that led to the death of 7 citizens of the Asawase community. Let me use the occasion of the Eid to renew my commitment to that pledge. Whilst we await the outcome of the committee's work, I urge the young men and women of Asawase to continue to exercise restraint and remain law-abiding.
President Akufo-Addo also assured the people of Ghana that he will sacrifice his all to build a better Ghana. He said his government would continue to invest in education as a way of getting the country's Zongos out of poverty.
I pledge to you that I shall continue to sacrifice my all to ensure that I leave a legacy of peace and progress for coming generations. I shall continue to admonish my appointees to cultivate the same spirit of sacrifice that spurred our forebears to fight for our liberation. It is in pursuit of this objective of social inclusion that I established the Ministry of Inner City and Zongo Development. Our goal is to create a society of equal opportunities for all, and we shall not relent until we achieve it. Barka da Salah.
Quotes, at 56 years, I want to relax and enjoy my family and life, and therefore I am not ready to take up the appointment as ambassador to Italy, unquote. These are the words of former Minister of Gender, Children and Social Protection, Otiko Afisa-Jaba, as she turns down her appointment as Ghana's ambassador to Italy. In an interview with the Daily Graphic, Otiko Jaba disclosed that she turned the offer down because she had resigned from active politics. She further explained she's leaving politics to take care of her ex-husband who has had stroke for the past 6 years. She said, quote, I am the one who has been taking care of him since he got sick and I cannot abandon him now, unquote. The former minister has handed over to the Minister of Planning, Professor George Jan Bafo, who is standing in for the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Hajia Alima Mahama, who is presently in Mecca. Member of Parliament for Asin Central, Kennedy Japan, says he equally plans to leave active politics at age 60.
Politics and what time she wants to get out. Take me, for instance. I want to leave and go and enjoy my retirement at age 60. And my people still don't seem to understand. Sometimes you get involved in certain things and you realize, no, enough is enough. I have to move on. So it is only in this country that people are afraid to resign. That is why I'm not a minister. Because if the thing is not right, I'll say it. If it's against my superior and he says, I'll resign. So I don't see anything wrong with it. If she feels that she doesn't want to be in politics again, you do it to some time and you realize you are tired, enough is enough, you have to go and rest. Now I'll hold brief for whatever I have to say. I don't have any problem with it, if indeed it's true that she's resigning.
Do you think the party has lost anything, considering who she was, her personality? Do you think that it will cost the party?
You see, every member of the party is important, okay? If nothing at all, her vote is important. So she's relevant. And more so, she was woman organizer who brought the party to power. She was part of it. She played a role. So I cannot stand here and tell you, oh, if Otiko has resigned, she can resign, because no, I can't say that. She is very, very important. And don't forget, one person that leaves the party has a husband, like Otiko, has children, has relatives. So if one person resigns, it is not her alone. She has about minimum 50 people that will follow her. And you need, as president, 50% plus one vote. So everybody counts. So I will not stand here and discredit her. No.
In the Upper East region, prices of sheep are said to have dropped compared to last year during the period of the Eid. According to traders, many Muslim families now prefer to put their monies together and buy cattle for the Eid sacrifice because they feel the difference in prices of sheep and cow is not much. On Monday, our Upper East regional correspondent Albert Sori followed a young Muslim man in Bolgatanga as he and his family prepared for the Eid al-Adha celebration, and now reports.
It is sunset on a market day here at the livestock market in Bolgatanga. On a normal market day, this place would most likely be deserted at this time. But today, brisk business continues even after closing hours. Many buyers and sellers are still busy bargaining prices. Amongst them is Ibrahim Sadiq, who wants to buy a ram. Even though the prices of sheep this year are said to be low compared to last year, Ibrahim is still struggling to find a ram at a price within his budget. After several minutes of checking out the animals and bargaining prices with the traders, Ibrahim gives up.
Now, I asked for even one sheep, I was told about almost 1,000 Ghana cedis. A sheep at the cost of 1,000 Ghana cedis. As a matter of fact, it is so strange to me. So I finally decided that I have to play a little bit smart. Because most of the times when I get to the last later part of they are selling, if they don't able to get buyers, what happens is that they lose hope. So I'll be able to come back tomorrow as early as possible. When I can strongly believe the price will be a bit down for me.
David Akolbiri is one of the traders here. He has been in the business of selling livestock for many years. He tells Joy News, business this year has not been good, and today being the eve of the Eid al-Adha celebration has not made it any different.
Actually, the market is not fine as compared to the previous year. They've been buying, but this year they're not buying the animals. Last year, this animal, it cost about 1,400, but this year you can get 1,000. So the price of the animals has been reduced. And nowadays, people know that buying animals for your father, you can just decide to buy as 2 or more children. You can decide to contribute money and buy one for your father. So because of that, the animals are not being buying as compared to the previous years. Because everyone would like to buy one for his father, but nowadays they can contribute and buy one. Tomorrow, this one will just reduce to 800 because of the side that is even up to 1,000. And most of them always say that they prefer to buy cow than sheep, because when you buy a cow 1,000 and sheep 1,000, so they say they will go and buy cow and kill small sheep. So this year they're not buying the sheep.
Ibrahim decided not to buy the ram he came here for, but that is mainly because a few weeks ago he purchased 2 sheep and kept them in anticipation of a hike in prices today. Back home, his sheep and those belonging to neighbors have been made ready to be sacrificed for the Eid. Ibrahim's wife, Mariam, is also getting ready the ingredients she will use to prepare food for the celebration.
I'm preparing towards tomorrow. I'm just from the market like that. See my tomatoes, my pepper, my vegetables. I'm dressing them for tomorrow. As you can see, you have bought a sheep, and after a month that they will come and slaughter it, so that I'll prepare my stew. Things have increased. For instance, it's not because of the salad. These tomato salads will be about 3 cedi or 4 cedi, but today 15 cedi, 20 cedi. Carrot, when you go to market, they'll say that one cedi, one like this, 1 cedi. The last year, about 3 or 4, 1 cedi.
Ibrahim and his family will be joined by extended family relations and friends for the celebration. For him, this is what makes Eid al-Adha very important.
So we're actually making sure that tomorrow we'll have rice to eat, not just to eat, but in a larger quantity, where we're able to also distribute to the households around, friends that are around. But before then, right after the Eid prayer, which will start around 8 to 9 o'clock, once we are done from the Eid prayers, we move straight to the house. Then by then, the Imam have done the slaughtering of the ram already. And once he does, we follow same. We get to the house, we slaughter our own, prepare the meat. It's also necessary that in this special day, when you slaughter a ram, it's not only for your family, it's for this entire community. So people that are closer to you, family that are closer to you, you cut portions of the meat, take it to those families, give it to them for them to use for their preparation. Then the remaining one, we cannot use those one for our own preparation in the house.
For Ibrahim Sadiq and his family, Eid al-Adha, also known as the Festival of Sacrifice, is a time for sharing, especially with the less privileged. And even though prices of things have generally gone up, they plan to mark the day just like they have done in past years. For Joy News, Albert Sori, reporting from Bolgatanga.
In Accra, some cattle sellers who import livestock from Burkina Faso have also complained of low sales. They blame the depreciation of the city for this development. Some of the traders have been speaking to Joshua Smith at Aveno.
Many people came to buy cattle, but the situation is not the same this year. People are complaining that there is no money in the system. One cow goes for 2,000 cedis. People come and ask for the price and walk away. This year, I came with just 60 cattle, yet no one has even bought one. I can't reduce the price. The CFA is on the high. I'm not ready to lose. Some went for loans to purchase the animals. Anyone that buys, regardless of the price, I'll appreciate it.
Okay. See our Nipakura, where they over torn san, or yes, the Baman, Yanya Kakra, so Yanya, yes, Chimukura, I am my.
somewhere to keep them. Like if you are staying in the rent house, so you just can take it as meat and go and slaughter. And after this day, we left 2 to 3 days more before I see all the same. Because that's what come here, the people here.
Still in Accra, Newtown, the youth have been sharing their resolutions with Joy News.
We're going to pray, we are back, we are happy, we made peace with everybody. So this year, let's just make a resolution that we will make peace and then with everybody and then have no bad feelings for anybody. If we have any bad feelings for anybody, just put it aside and then make peace with everybody.
That is Adam. I don't want to disrespect my parents or insult anybody or steal somebody's things.
You are in an outside world, say not in the Islamic community, you don't see the seriousness, quote unquote, of this issue. But when you are in this, it's really serious. Young girls and young boys are dying through this thing.
Okay.
So my sacrifice this year will be to take on as an ambassador myself to help break this canker.
Okay.
Bad things I don't want to do is to go outside, to chill, to do sin, and to just create a sin, or to do sin, because I just pray to God to forgive me my sin, and I just want to go and repeat I just don't want to repeat the same sin that I asked God to forgive me for. So that's why I have to stay at home. There's maybe watch television and all that, then I'll go to work. That's all.
Yes. You see, this is a period of festivity season that we have to reflect on what God has done for us during the year. There are prescribed animals for the sacrifice, especially that is sheep, camel.
And in Kumasi, livestock sellers there reported low sales ahead of the Eid al-Adha celebrations. They say demand for sacrificial animals is the lowest in the last 7 years. Love FM's Kwesi Deborah visited livestock hubs in Kumasi and came through with this report.
Off the busy and congested Amakum Asawasu Road, which gets traffic wardens and other security personnel very busy, is a livestock market at Akwatia Line. It's that time of the year. The sheep are back. A critical and significant aspect of Eid al-Adha, or Feast of Sacrifice, is the slaughter of animals. It commemorates obedient Abraham's readiness to sacrifice his son Ishmael to prove his faith in God when angel Gabriel provided a ram for the ritual.
They demand 5.5 no. Was it 5.3?
Dramani Bariche from Dema in the Brahaf region has been here for 3 days. He brought 23 sheep, 10 of which have already been bought. My customers came for 5 sheep for retail, and he's not been able to bring my money. I'm almost done spending what I earned. Dramani's friend, Stephen, is hopeful, but he's almost given up the excitement of celebrating the Eid al-Adha with his family back home. Last year, we sold some for 600 cedis, but for the same sheep, we could not sell for 500 cedis this year. Buyers complain there's no money. Sibu is a potential buyer. He believes the relatively cheaper price of cattle accounts partly for the low demand. When they ask for the price, you tell them and they say it's too expensive. Cattle is better. At Abinchi Market, clients are busily bargaining with traders. Traders like Bauer, who get their flock from the northern Ghana, believe they are running at a loss. They are not so expensive, but people are turning to cattle. It's worse than every year. Bawa and his friends don't have a clue on how to survive this period, only counting on the blessings of the season to salvage the situation. Reporting for Joy News, Kwesi Deborah.
Still ahead, we'll bring you some sports, but first, we'll bring you business with Sandra Esinamapeno. Stay with us.